We apologize for being a little late this month, and this is a family history project, June 2019, and it starts right now.
It's your birthday. Happy birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. It's a great day. That's what we say. Happy birthday.
Welcome to the Family History Project magazine, June 2019, and this is Genealogy 101. Today we're going to talk about military records. They're an amazing source of genealogical information, and I would definitely go after looking up the record, getting a copy of it. Especially Civil War. They're amazing. I've got one on a direct line ancestor, Elias Braden, that was 40 pages. It listed his birth, his death, his family Bible with his wife and marriage and kids' birth dates and the ones that were deceased. But the military records are something you really want to dive into to find out about them, because you learn so much you never knew. What battles they fought in, how many were killed that day, what was going on, if they were captured, if they were in prison, what training they received while they was in the service, what branch they were in, all kinds of information. If they moved up in the Army from a private to a sergeant to a captain, there's all that information in there. Just what country they were in, where they fought, what ship they were on, or what airplane they were on, is something, just adds so much information and brings the person alive, and a lot of times does explain why they were the way they were. So you learn a lot about your relative when you look at information up. Some good, some bad, but it's still knowledge and it's still information to learn about and share with your family, with friends, different people. There's all kinds of different societies. Revolutionary War, the DAR, War of 1812 Society, World War I, World War II, Korean, Vietnam, Mexican War, Spanish-American War, the Black Hawk War. I want to give a shout out to our local Midwest Genealogy Center, 3440 South Lee Summit Road, Independence, Missouri, 64055, and their phone number is 816-252-7228, and they also have an email, which is midwestgenealogycenter.org, and they can help you with questions. You can call them, you can go in person, which is even better. They're open Monday through Sunday, pretty extended hours. They have computers there where you can get on Ancestry, you can get on Threefold, which is war records, you can get on Heritage Quest that has Revolutionary War record, the actual pension papers for your ancestor, and look for them, and that's alphabetical. So if you have several that fought during the Revolutionary War, you can look at all of those and get a copy. If you're on Heritage Quest and local with the Midwest or the Mid-Continent Genealogy Center, you can look at it at home with your library card. And Threefold is also on there, which is a great source for war records. Ancestry has a lot of them too. World War I, World War II, draft cards, registrations, and the World War I think covers men, the draft cards from like 1870 through about 1900 time frame that you had to sign up for the draft. So there's a lot of information on there. They're on Ancestry. I don't think all the states are, but they have them on microfilm. And the National Archives is here too, so they would have all the military records here in Kansas City. In the part of Union Station that was the mail room, they have the National Archives there, and they have a 5-state area it covers. So Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska, I'm not sure of the other states, but it covers a 5-state area. They keep all the military records there, census records there, a lot of more information, newer census records, but you can only look at them after a 70-year time frame. So it'll be a little while before the 1950 census is out. The 1940 through 1790 is out. At the National Archives, they have them at the Midwest Genealogy Center here in Independence, that you can go and look at, pull the microfilm yourself and look at it, and you can get a copy of it. Probably the latest is World War II that are online, but they have plenty of resources at the Midwest Genealogy Center to look at, and they can help you with several other wars that I haven't even said. They also have a booklet on the military records on microfilm and microfiche. They have a free copy you can pick up when you're there. They probably have it on their website too that you can look at. So it gives a lot of resources and different wars and what they have available at the library that you can use. Dig into your ancestors in the military. A lot of times it can be on their tombstone. If they're World War I, World War II, Korean, Vietnam War, it has the information on there. You might not understand the meaning, but write it all down. They can tell you at the library, or if you happen to talk to somebody that works at the VFW hall, they can tell you what the meanings of the company and the division and different things like that that are on there. And they could be a sergeant or a private. All that information is on there, and they can tell you what it means. They're really helpful when it comes to that information. And check it out. It's so interesting if you get into it and find out the military on your ancestors, family, brothers, uncles, cousins, to see where they were, what they did, what they learned. You'd be surprised some of the things they actually did. You'll never know because they don't tell you. A lot of them don't want to talk about it, but it's still very interesting to find out and see what they did, because we owe our freedom to the people that fought for our country. So it's a matter of respect to learn about them and to honor them for their service of our country. So we will get back with another episode of Family History Magazine, Family History Project Magazine, sorry about that, and we'll see you later. What in the Sam hell are you doing over there?
You said we was spring cleaning.
Not that kind of spring cleaning.
This kind of spring cleaning.
Hey everybody, what we're doing today is we're going to show you how to safely, properly and safely clean and restore headstones, cemetery headstones. We're using a product called D2. It's the only product that's recommended by the Cemetery Headstone Preservation Society to use. It's safe. It's been proven safe on most materials that headstones are made out of. So we're going to be restoring the headstone of ancestor Ella Hudspeth Ford. She was born 1864, died in 1938. You can see what the issue is we have here.
Right.
It's got this black mold. Can you see it? Got this black mold that's starting to cover her stone. We're going to treat that with D2 and show you what kind of magic D2 can do to bring your ancestors' stones back. So you're going to need a couple things to do this process with. We've got a kit from the Historical Preservation Society. There'll be a link below on how you can get it. A couple things you're going to need to do this. Number one is gloves. We are working with a bioagent, and we don't want it on our hands. We're going to need some soft brushes, plastic scrapers that won't harm the stone in any way. Some various sticks to get in and clean the lettering out with, and of course some water. Okay, to get started, really simple. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're just going to spray the stone dry with the D2.
Might have to turn the knob on the front.
Shut up, asshole. We're going to spray the stone with D2. Coat it very well. Okay, we're going to let it sit for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and we'll be right back. Next up, we're going to spray it down with a little bit of water. And just brushing it.
And it'll keep lightening it up too. Let it sit a little bit longer this time.
That's a big difference.
It is a big difference.
Are we on or off? Okay, so the last step we're going to do is dry this off. You can already see a huge change in the stone. Okay, and the final step is we'll spray a light coating of D2 on the stone and leave it over the next several weeks and months. It'll continue to lighten and remove the blackness. We'll come back in several weeks and do a check-in on Miss Ella Hudspeth Ford.
Cyanida E. Maybe Bryce, I'm not sure. Or no, Stradley?
You just gonna do one side, or this side doesn't have any writing on
This
it?
one does. These two right here. That
Okay.
one and this one.
Okay. And this is just gonna be a spray and walk away
Right.
to see how it does on its own. You can see it already starting to eat through the lichen.
Right. I could already read it better.
This side is much more readable already.